Welcome back to SlydeBytes. If you're not familiar with the channel, this is a budget guitar and gear review channel. All the equipment you see on the channel is my own gear. Nothing provided to me by any companies or anything like that. It's all just my own. I'm a passionate guitar hobbyist and gear collector, and I just buy stuff when I find it at a good deal and review it for hopefully the benefit of the little community we have here. Fun little intro there. I kind of wanted to highlight both of these little Blackstar amplifiers. Now you've seen the Fly 3 bass on here before, this neon blue 80s vibe kind of thing. I actually just picked up this tiny diminutive little amplifier here. This is the Blackstar Fly 3 guitar. I've been intending to buy this for a while, but I just kind of got distracted. I already have the NUX Mighty Light, and I have the Positive Grid Spark Go, and I figured, it was time to, I found this for a steal. These retail for something like, I think around 150, maybe a little bit less, if I'm remembering correctly. Don't quote me on that. But these, relatively, affordable still, regardless. But I actually managed to find this in pretty much like new condition, used for $60, and I was like, I gotta do it. Why wouldn't I? This does run off of, you can either get the proprietary power supply for it. I think it's a 6.5 volt, or it runs off, I think it's 6 AA batteries, which is what I'm running it on right now. It is, again, a little 3-watt little amplifier in there. I think that's like, what, a 2-inch speaker or something like that, maybe 3-inch. It's a very small little speaker in there, but it's very fun to use, and we're going to go through some tones here. Your control panel on the top, we are running my Mikado wireless system. It's just a lot easier with these lightweight little amplifiers. You're going to see a little residue from the sticker for the price tag on here, but it is what it is. So you have your gain right here. Your this is basically crank right now because it's playing a little bit crunchier. This is your overdrive button. You can turn that on or off. You have your volume knob right here, and EQ, which is basically the ISF knob from Blackstar. I always prefer these on the British side of things. You have a delay knob right here, and or delay level, I'm sorry. This is your delay level, and this is your delay time. So this little knob right here, you turn that for the level of your delay, and this is how you set the time of your delay. So let's go ahead and let's set her down here, and we'll just scoot up a little bit closer. And we're using my Fender Strat and double drop B. I wanted something versatile, but also kind of demonstrating that this little thing can handle some drop tunings and some heavier kind of like humbucker. But also, we're showing active pickups with the little bass and the bass intro side of things. So let's go ahead and take a look up close at the Blackstar. Give myself some volume. So right now, let's go ahead and turn the gain back about halfway and turn off my overdrive. And let's just do some cleans on the middle position on my guitar. Now, when you turn the volume or gain down, you will have to increase your volume. So we're about max volume right now. Let's go to 4th position. This thing is really pretty and sparkly. Let's go ahead and just increase the delay all the way up. I just want to see what it does. Let's go full neck. Alright, let's go ahead and so gain was at about halfway there. Let's go ahead, if you turn it all the way off, you basically lose your volume. So that's it, and it's about at, let's say about 10 o'clock. You can turn it all the way up though. Let's do some second position here. Let's get a little twangy. Increase the delay. the ISF. We're about 9 o'clock right now, so we're more on the American side. And you're hearing it directly on the opposite of that, so basically it would have been like something like 3 o'clock on the other opposite side. So now we're directly opposite, and we're on the American side, 3 o'clock. Right now, but that sounds really good. It's always impressive when I turn this thing on. I always am very well shocked by how good it sounds. Let's go ahead and turn that gain back down, and let's do some more clean American style tones. Turn that delay back up a little bit. And let's see how we sound clean. Let's go back to the 4th position on the guitar. Neck. Alright, I like that. Let's go ahead and turn the EQ all the way to 0. Alright, let's turn it all the way to 10. Very pretty little amplifier sound. Like, no matter what you do, it sounds good. Let's put EQ dead in the middle. It sounds really good. I'm really enjoying it. All right, let's go ahead and go full gain. We're going to put it back. We'll just leave it in the middle, actually. Let's go ahead and turn that on. I'm going to decrease my volume just a little bit because I'm sitting pretty close. Don't hurt my own ears because it does get relatively loud. Yeah, it is going to rattle here. That is something that I will say is negative. Turn the volume down just a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn the EQ all the way up to 10. 0. Let's go ahead and put that back in the middle. We'll do some more delay again. Back to 0. 110. Back to 0. Alright, and back in the middle. So the ISF knob does a lot. I like it on right about, I'd say right here. This is usually how I run it. See if you can see that. Hold it up here for you so you can kind of, there you go. You can kind of see how I set it. This is usually how I run it when I'm using it as a practice amp. So I like to keep the ISF on right about 3 o'clock. So here we go. Position tones. Go 3 o'clock. Or I'm sorry, we're going 9. We're going to go the opposite way. We're going to go 9 o'clock. Alright, so what did you guys think of the little Blackstar Fly 3? I personally like it. It does fart out and it rattles a little bit. But overall, I think it's a really awesome little practice amplifier. This is way better than the Frontman 10Y I had growing up when I first got my first little guitar pack. And you know, I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to play it with something with humbuckers and with, I used the bass version with something active humbuckers and everything. I wanted to show that it can handle it. It's not just a single coil thing. You can get a lot of different tones. It is the most heaviest of heavy metal tones you ever know. It's probably closer to more like the grunge kind of grinds and things, depending on what kind of grunge. That's a broad spectrum of gain styles too, but you can get those kind of, it's starting to chug just a little bit. It's getting there. It would be still, if you're a metal player, you could still probably get plenty of usable tones out of that for practicing in your tour bus or at home, in your office, whatever. It's how I use it when I'm just in the mood to practice real quick before work or whatever. I'll just come in here with this on. How does this stack up compared to other options like the Positive Grid Spark Go and the NuX? Well, the NuX is really awesome in that it does have an app and everything that goes along with it. On your phone, you can get expanded features. It has drum loops and everything already on there. There's newer versions of all these amplifiers too, with Bluetooth and different stuff on them. This is just the most basic version of the Blackstar Fly 3. And as far as I'm concerned, I actually prefer something like this in a lot of ways because, again, like the NuX and the Positive Grid Spark Go have apps and all these things that go with it. Now, the NuX does have a lot that you can do on its own control panel. I will say that. You can get access to like drum loops and things like that from the panel and effects. So that is really tempting, and I'd say that's the strongest competitor to this thing in that same classification. The biggest downside to these things is that they both will require batteries. There's something to be said, though, for something like the Blackstar, where you just plug in and play, and there is no... In a lot of ways, I like something that's very simple like this. No, you don't have a lot of effects. You have a delay and gain. But at the same time, I kind of like having a very small palette of options at times. Sometimes all these extra stuff you can have on an amplifier can be overwhelming, and it's just a ton of knobs to figure out and push dial and everything. Sometimes it's nice just come in, sit down, plug in, and practice without having to think about any extra knobs. One reason why I do like my traditional underneath this is a Blackstar HD Club 40. It's not a ton of stuff going on. It's pretty straightforward for a bigger amplifier like it. I'm liking that more and more these days. I don't know if I'm just getting old. I am in my 30s, so maybe that's part of it. But I am liking a more streamlined platform these days. I don't want a ton of knobs. I just want a clean gain, and I want an adjustable gain where I can get crunchy if I need to or whatever. But overall, I think it's a great sounding little amplifier. I think you can get a lot of tones out of it. You can really drive it, like get some bluesy kind of crunch out of it. I think if you want to compare it to those other things, I think the other things have more options, like NuX and Positive Grid Spark Go. I think they have a lot of different expanded capability, but this is very nice and simple for someone who just wants to sit down and practice and play. So as far as price points, they're all kind of relatively in the same price range, so I don't think you're really hitting or missing too much one way or another on that. There's other options out there like the Katana, and I think Vox is an option. Fender has some options. There's a lot of different options in this price range. I've had 3 now on the channel, and of all of them that I've tried so far, I will say the Positive Grid has some of the best tones I've ever used, but you can't do any of that on the amp itself, and I have had a failure with one of those where I had to send it back and get replaced. I have the NuX, which has been really good, but again, you have to have the app to get all the functionality out of it, but you still have a lot. So I'd say that, again, in a lot of ways, that is this thing's nearest peer and nearest competitor, and I would say it depends on whether you want drum loops and the type of like effects and options, or if you really just want something with delay and just can sit down and play with it. The NuX is better for metal guys. I will just straight up say that. You have way more gain on tap, way more control. This does not have as much gain in it, but at the same time, it's really fun. You get a lot for what it is, just straight out here. But as far as what it is, as far as the package of this, I actually really like it. I'm going to because it does rattle and fart out a little bit, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to knock out, you kind of expect all these little amps to fart out, so I'm not going to not hit it too hard on that. All of these amps do that. No matter what you do, they do rattle, fart out, all that kind of thing. You're going to get some buzz. But overall, I think it's a good product. I think it sounds good. You got a lot of options. And overall, how can you complain? It's literally still really affordable, and it's better than most like little cheapy practice amps that most of us grew up with. So anyway, guys, that's where I'm at with it. Recommend it, and if you find it a good deal, don't pass it up. I'm really glad I got it. So thank you guys so much for watching the channel. I do appreciate all of you who keep coming back every week and watching me, or every other week right now, because that's a little easier for me to manage right now with a lot going on. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you. If you feel like I've earned it and you want to help this little guitar channel grow, you might consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, because that does help me keep going and getting new gear for the channel to review. It gives me a justification to keep doing it. And I do have a membership program if you're interested in such a thing. We all have bills to pay, so no big deal. But if you want to join that, it just goes to helping me afford new gear for the channel. So that is something that's there if you're interested. And I'm just trying to build a little tight-knit community here, hopefully. Otherwise, guys, if you like the background music, you like the way I play, you might check me out over on Instagram, TikTok, SoundCloud, and X, because I post original guitar music and all those. Mostly Instagram and X, but I am on all those other platforms as well. You can check me out everywhere. I'm on pretty much every social media thing for the most part. You can check me out on all those platforms and listen to the music. All the background music you hear in my videos is original, so that's something I like to do. It's really fun. Otherwise, guys, I don't think I have anything else for you for this week. Keep shredding, partners. Be kind to each other, be kind to animals, and I will see you soon with more guitar content.